Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
The political situation in Venezuela not on CARICOM's agenda as leaders meet for their annual summit. Our top story in Caribbean Newsline for Monday, July 3rd. From the CMC News Center in Bridgetown, I'm Dawn Paris. Good evening. CARICOM heads of government are gathering in Grenada for their annual summit, but the Venezuela crisis, which has divided the regional grouping, will not be on their agenda. That's according to CARICOM Secretary General Erwin LaRocque. Opposition supporters in that South American nation have been taken to the streets in Caracas, demanding the removal of President Nicolas Maduro. The demonstrations have resulted in the deaths of several Venezuelans, and many powerful countries of the Organization of American States, of which CARICOM countries are members, are pressing for elections to be called. But the region appears to be divided on the issue, with St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Antigua and Barbuda, and Dominica among regional countries urging the Caribbean not to interfere in the internal affairs of that country. Speaking at a news conference ahead of Tuesday's start of the summit, LaRocque said CARICOM will rely on some basic principles when it comes to the issue of the unfolding political situation in Venezuela.
The issue of the situation in Venezuela is not inscribed on the agenda. I wish, however, to say to you that there are some basic principles that the community has elaborated, and those principles still hold. All our member states ascribe to the statement issued by the COFCOR, the Council of Foreign and Community Relations, of non-interference, non-intervention in the internal affairs of the sovereign state of Venezuela. This holds, despite what you may have read about a particular text being considered at the OAS. Those principles hold. I think we have to wait for the outcome of the meeting to see what statements will come out of this meeting on Venezuela, if any.
Meantime, during the news conference, LaRocque disclosed that the United States Under-Secretary of State will hold talks with CARICOM foreign ministers specifically to discuss CARICOM-U.S. foreign relations in the context of the new policy being articulated by President Donald Trump. He says the region is very encouraged by the recent passage of the United States Caribbean Strategic Engagement Act, which is aimed at consolidating Washington's engagement with the Caribbean.
Our foreign ministers will be having an encounter in the margins of the meeting here in Grenada this week with the Under-Secretary of State, Tom Shannon, and specifically to address CARICOM U.S. relations. And of course, I'm sure our foreign ministers will then report into the heads. We are very encouraged by the recent passage in Congress of the strategy. The exact name eludes me right now, but spearheaded by Congressman Ingalls and others. I'm very much aware that the State Department is actively preparing, or they have published it for strategy, I believe. I saw it online. So all of that will form the backdrop to the discussion. We continue to be concerned, of course, that the cut in funds to the State Department does not impact us in CARICOM. We are currently receiving a significant amount of resources, women in the region, individual member states, and collectively under the CARICOM Basin Security Initiative. We trust that that partnership will continue and urge that the funding levels do not decrease. We know that the Americans have cut funding on HIV and AIDS, which we regret very much, and have informed them.
Trinidad's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is seeking to clear the air on the firing of Public Utilities Minister Marlene MacDonald. The sacking came just 3 days after she was rehired in a cabinet shakeup. Rowley met with her on Sunday, and that time he informed her that she was no longer part of the cabinet. A brief government statement on the same day gave no reason for the firing of MacDonald, who's also the deputy leader of the ruling People's National Movement. But there had been widespread speculation that Prime Minister Rowley was not pleased with the appearance of a reputed gang leader among guests at her swearing-in ceremony last Friday. MacDonald was first fired in 2016 over an investigation into the housing ministry which she led at the time. While not giving a specific reason for her dismissal this time around, Rowley attempted to address the issue at a press conference on Monday afternoon.
She was the Minister of Housing, and there were serious allegations about conduct at housing which had not then been investigated. The other allegations, one of it, I went over it a while ago. One was the old Calabar investigation, which is apparently will go on forever. And the other one is the hiring of people in the office, which half of the parliament was engaged in. So that was my position. So her coming and her going, or her going and her return, as far as I was concerned as Prime Minister, had to do with whether or not there was substance to those allegations about the Ministry of Housing where she was a sitting minister.
Rowley also insisted that he did not mislead the population on the matter.
But I took the decision that if the Commission cannot tell me what they are going to over Marlene MacDonald's head, while they've exonerated her on the specific actions that they have investigated, that I will put her back in the cabinet. And whenever they are able to determine what exactly they're investigating and what she's guilty of, I will then act. And that was my position. And I stand in front of the people of Trinidad and Tobago on that. I stand on that. Because we have a history, we have experience, and we know exactly how far down the totem pole we have fallen in this country. So I'm not prepared to accept from anybody that I have misled the population or have lied to the population. What I did was an action that I was prepared to defend.
And opposition leader Kamla Prasad-Besesar has called for fresh general elections, saying MacDonald's dismissal is yet another example of the questionable judgment of the Prime Minister, and it demonstrates his unfitness for office. She said in a statement issued on Sunday that the country has lost patience with Rowley's incompetence and he should now remove himself from office and seek a fresh mandate. Prasad-Besesar said, quote, Rowley continues to demonstrate poor leadership and judgment, and the latest events surrounding the reappointment of Marlene MacDonald and her dismissal in the space of just 3 days shows that he is ill-suited for the job of Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, end quote. The opposition leader added that the reappointment of MacDonald in the first place highlighted the absence of capable and skilled personnel available to the Prime Minister, and she predicts that in coming days, more questions will be raised about the prudence of other choices that the Prime Minister made during his cabinet reshuffle and appointments. And the other news coming out of the Twin Island Republic, a man is being questioned after posting on his Facebook page that someone should rape and kill Prime Minister Rowley's wife and daughter. Rayad Ryan Mohammed was taken into custody on Saturday night following his post the night before. He subsequently removed the offending post, but that did not stop police from picking him up. Before being taken into custody, though, Mohammed issued an apology on Facebook. He said he was truly and deeply regretful about the post. He said he meant no harm or malicious intent to anyone in the Rowley family, and he was simply very angry about the state of crime in the country and what appeared to be the lack of concern from those in authority. Coming up in Caribbean Newsline, the Jamaica government pumping more money into fighting crime. Stay with us.
In a place where legends start, the beach is just the beginning. So live a little for the exhilaration and the colour of every moment, where time is and life is a spirited event. Immerse yourself in the culture, the music, the people, the island. Love Antigua and Barbuda. Embrace an experience that leaves you breathless, from cricket to sailing week to carnival and more. Antigua and Barbuda, the beach is just the beginning.
Grow your business or promote your event through the services offered by the Caribbean Media Corporation and CaribVision. Our distribution provides a platform on cable, terrestrial television, and websites. We cover carnivals and events from across the region. We can bring your event live and alive to the world. For music makers, program producers, businesses, we can expand your reach to in excess of 2 million households daily. Our other services include news updates to enhance your media products, studio space for program and development. We can facilitate the launch of new products and services and training. Contact us and we will help you unleash your creative ability, develop products and services, and provide the medium to watch them grow. Contact Loretta Skeet at cmccaribbean.com or call her 1-246-467-1044 or 1-246-253-3889. Call and book your carnival or event today.
Welcome back. The Jamaica government is reallocating money to the Ministry of National Security as the country tries to arrest growing crime. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says just how much that will be known this week. He says the money will be used to boost the resources of the security forces to fight crime. Holness was speaking during debate on a crime bill.
We will be coming back here, Mr. Speaker, with some other measures that will supplement and complement what we are doing here today, which will speak to additional resources and strategies for the police force to tackle crime in the country.
Venezuela's embattled President Nicolas Maduro has raised the country's minimum wage by 50%. The increase is the third this year, following minimum wage pay increases of 50% in January and 60% in April. But that won't have much of an impact on workers, and that's because inflation could skyrocket 720% this year, and that's according to the International Monetary Fund. And as inflation goes up, of course, the country's currency buys less. The currency's fall of 99.7% since Maduro was elected president in April 2013 has worsened a brutal economic crisis that has millions struggling to find or afford food. Maduro's government blames speculators and the opposition for the problems. Street unrest across the country has left more than 80 people dead in the past 3 months. Now to news from our partners over at France Caribe Broadcast. A delegation of Haitian mayors and technicians is in Guadeloupe to take part in the signing of a decentralized cooperation agreement between the two countries. The agreement will be signed in a few days, and talks to strengthen ties between the two territories will also take place.
Joel George, president of the Association of Mayors and Grand'Anse in Haiti, leads the delegation of colleagues and technicians. During their stay, they intend to visit the administrative services but also the ports and farms of several municipalities of Guadeloupe.
There is hope at Grand'Anse. There is motivation. The hope is that farmers are now starting to better understand the situation. There is now solidarity between these peoples, and the Hurricane Matthews gave us a lesson. Our visit here is motivated by the experience we are looking for. Because to set up an administration, it takes a lot of experience, a lot of training, and we learn the situation in Guadeloupe. As mayors of Grand'Anse, our job is to reinforce our capacities each day in order to obtain better results for the welfare of Grand'Anse.
This rapprochement between the elected representatives of Guadeloupe and the mayors of the department of Grand'Anse in Haiti is part of the evolution of the political situation, and the return to municipal elections is a new breath of democracy. These Haitian mayors, elected for a year, need to structure the municipality to be trained.
And we thank our partners over at France Caribe Broadcast for that report. And we encourage you to join us every Monday for news from the French West Indies. Ahead in Newsline Sport, West Indies end their losing streak with a victory against India. Stay with us.
ready.
It's another episode when we out on the road. This is what we love to celebrate, to celebrate. This is not Hollywood. No, we don't come out the road.
Drink, drink, drink.
King Baba and the guitar. Hey, hey, hey. Every fact that I go, you keep on calling me wrong name. But that's okay, cause that's my bitch. I don't understand how wearing a name tag on me. You know what to say, you still calling me wrong name.
Don't get vexed with me. Don't say that.
In a place where legends start, the beach is just the beginning. So live a little for the exhilaration and the color of every moment, where time is and life is a spirited event. Immerse yourself in the culture, the music, the people, the island. Love Antigua and Barbuda. Embrace an experience that leaves you breathless, from cricket to sailing week to carnival and more. Antigua and Barbuda, the beach is just the beginning.
Ravenel's Resort and Conference Center is the mecca of conferences in the island of Tobago. The state-of-the-art facility caters to executive forums, weddings, banquets, training, elegant dining, and tranquil accommodations. Guests at Ravenel's Resort can choose from self-catering, standard, deluxe, and executive rooms. Sit at the poolside and savor the ambience of nature, or enjoy a sumptuous meal on the terrace and inside the Bouvardia restaurant. Let's go to Ravenel's Resort and Conference Center, the tranquil Caribbean Resort. Call 868-639-9666 or visit our website at www.rovenelsresorttobago.com.
Welcome back, and we continue with sports. Good news to the West Indies. They stunned India by 11 runs in a bizarre low-scoring encounter in Antigua on Sunday to end their losing streak and haul themselves back into the 5-match series. After posting 189 for 9 off their 50 overs at the Vivian Richards Cricket Stadium, the Caribbean side bounced back spectacularly to bowl the tourists out for a shocking 178 with 2 balls remaining. Windies' Kyle Hope and Evan Lewis had earlier both top-scored with 35 in a 57-run opening stand, while Shea Hope made 25 and Rostam Chase 24. Seamers Umesh Yadav and Hardik Pandya hurt the innings with 3 wickets apiece, while left-arm spinner Kuldeep Yadav picked up 2 for 31.
Innings started off really well. Evan Lewis, first delivery, cut away. But the Indian bowlers, they made it very difficult to score freely. Very consistent outside that off stump. Lots of play and misses. And in between the odd boundary, Kyle Hope, Evan Lewis managed to get some runs in between that. Kyle Hope in particular was aggressive to Ravichandran. I beg your pardon, Ravi Jadeja. David the onside, but attempting a big shot through the offside, just held out to Kedar Jadhav. Lewis, when you felt he would carry on after playing 2 nice shots down the ground, fell again to Kuldeep Yadav. A simple catch by the captain Virat Kohli to dismiss him. Shea Hope, the leading run scorer in this West Indian batting lineup, partnered with Rostam Chase, and they too had a good partnership. A couple fumbles in the field by the Indian fielders, but their bowlers still dominated. Yadav taking the wicket yet again. Rostam Chase, which brought Jason Mohammed to the crease. And some soft dismissals followed. Shea Hope was first. And after a little partnership with the captain Jason Holder, he fell in this manner. Caught down the leg side. MS Dhoni proving very efficient behind the stump as usual. Rahman Powell misjudged this pull shot. And Jason Mohammed guided this one to Jadeja at backward point. After that, the West Indies could not quite show that aggression at the end of the innings. Devendra Bishu tried and he was run out. Good to see a direct hit from Jadeja, who was in the thick of things.
In reply, Windies captain Jason Holder snatched a career best 5 for 27, while fellow fast bowler Alzarri Joseph claimed 2 for 46. Opener Ajinkya Rahane top scored with 60, his fourth consecutive score over 50, while wicketkeeper MS Dhoni chimed in with 54, but none of the other batsmen showed any enterprise.
They were looking for 190. The Indian openers have been in very good form. Ajinkya Rahane was lucky that this didn't carry. Shikhar Dhawan fell early, playing that chip shot straight into the hands of Jason Holder of Alzarri Joseph, who set the ball rolling. Ajinkya Rahane continuing his good run of form, played some attractive shots, very quick to pounce on anything which was short, which he did in 2 consecutive deliveries. And then this happened. Virat Kohli, who got out to the short delivery in the previous game here in Antigua, succumbed to something similar. And this time it was of Jason Holder. On the other hand, Ajinkya Rahane continued. This was the reprieve which he got when Jason Mohammed dropped him. Played some very attractive shots, as is his wont. Every time we see him bat, Dinesh Karthik played a pull shot which was not there to be hit, going straight into the hands of the wicketkeeper. Ajinkya Rahane was joined by Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He got to his half century, well-deserved half century once again, 4th in 4 games. And then this happened, which all of us commentators felt was possibly not out. Kedar Jadhav fell to Ashley Nurse, who bowled very economically and very tightly. Hardik Pandya joined Mahendra Singh Dhoni. The going was slow. Roston Chase was given that 44th over, and that proved to be the most expensive over of the innings. 16 runs coming off that over, and one felt that there was some chance for India. Jason Holder bringing himself back, accounted for Hardik Pandya. Ravindra Jadeja tried gamely, but in the end played a shot too many, falling once again to Jason Holder. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the lone last man standing, went, and then 4th wicket for Jason Holder. First it was Umesh Yadav and then Mohammad Shami to round off things and to get a victory which will be cherished for a long time in these lands.
India lead the series 2-1 ahead of the final match at Sabina Park in Jamaica on Thursday. Meantime, West Indies women were bundled out for the second lowest ever total in one-day internationals as their already troubled World Cup campaign took a turn for the worse with a 10-wicket defeat to South Africa women on Sunday. Asked to bat first at Grace Road, the Windies made just 48 all-out off just 25.2 overs, the 6th lowest total in a Women's World Cup and the lowest in 20 years. Chidian Nation, batting at number 4, was the only player to reach double figures of 26 as the Caribbean side's long batting lineup inexplicably fell apart in ideal conditions. Leg spinner Dane Van Niekerk and new ball seamer Marizanne Kapp wrecked the innings with 4 wickets apiece, while fast bowler Shabneen Ismail ended with 2 for 16.
Clubbed away. Edge in court. Given. Umpire Redfern raises the finger. The first breakthrough for South Africa has gone for 4, and the West Indies are 4 for 1. That's nicely timed by Stefani Taylor. Misfield, and she'll get 4. Oh, she's bowled out. She's made the breakthrough. Footwork minimal from Stefani Taylor. Stefani Taylor, the captain, gone for 4. Oh, that's lovely. Elegantly stroked through the offside by Nation. Easy catch. Marizanne Kapp takes it. Maybe a little bit of a bobble, and the West Indies in a world of trouble. They're 16 for 3. Huge appeal for LBW, and it's given. 4 wickets gone. Kaishona Knight goes for a golden duck in the West Indies, 16 for 4. Oh, she's bowled up! Dotting's gone! 5 down for the West Indies. It may not have been a hat-trick for Marizanne Kapp, but 3 wickets in this over. Yet another duck, and the West Indies are 16 for 5.
Oh, what a nasty bounce that was. Getting better all the time.
Just 2 stumps left in the ground, 1 ripped.
Oh, that's nicely timed. And a bit of relief after 21 dot balls. Oh, there's a chance of a catch here, should be taken, and she can't replicate what she did just a couple of days ago. So the 7th wicket falls with the West Indies on 42. Oh, she's bowled up. She's having a great day as Marizanne Kapp. Fletcher staying on the back foot yet again. The bounce isn't there, and Kapp breaches the defences, and so Fletcher makes her way back to the pavilion. And out. And Van Niekerk has her 3rd wicket, yet to concede a run. Oh, it's nicely struck by Nisa Mohammed, making room for herself outside of the off stump. Huge appeal for LBW and given, and that's it. The West Indies slump to 48 all out.
And in reply, Lizelle Lee stroked a cameo unbeaten 29 from just 16 balls as South Africa coasted to their target of a mere 38 deliveries. It was their 2nd win and they remain unbeaten from their 3 matches. And that's sports. We'll be right back.
Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
Celebrating 40 years of fun in the June-July sun. Vincimas 2017. Enjoy the exciting blend of mass and panet steel and glitter. There's a Monday street party like no other. And the explosion of colors at Mardi Gras. Don't be left out of the Vincimas 40th birthday celebration. Evo 4.0. Evo 4.0. There's Kaiso and the energy at Soca Monarch. June 30th to July 11th. Vincimas, the hottest carnival in the Caribbean. Check out Vincimas on Facebook or carnivalsvg.com for more details. Vincimas.
Grow your business or promote your event through the services offered by the Caribbean Media Corporation and Carib Vision. Our distribution provides a platform on cable, terrestrial television, and websites. We cover carnivals and events from across the region. We can bring your event live and alive to the world. For music makers, program producers, businesses, we can expand your reach to in excess of 2 million households daily. Our other services include news updates to enhance your media products, studio space for program and development. We can facilitate the launch of new products and services and training. Contact us and we will help you unleash your creative ability, develop products and services, and provide the medium to watch them grow. Contact Loretta Skeet at cmccaribbean.com or call her 1-246-467-1044 or 1-246-253-3889. Call and book your carnival or event today.
Again, the major developments of this day, the political situation in Venezuela not on CARICOM's agenda as leaders meet for their annual summit in Grenada. And in sport, West Indies end their losing streak with a victory against India. And that's Caribbean Newsline. For news and sports round the clock, log on to condanews.com. We'll be back here again tomorrow. But from all of us at CMC News, thank you for watching and good night.